Starseed of Gaia, your vehicle is being recalibrated at a cellular level at this very moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, bringing you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. This is not an ordinary encounter, nor is it a mere earthly coincidence. You are drawn to this message because something pulsing within you is beginning to recall the sound of your origin. The frequencies of Arcturus are traversing the subtle layers of your field, awakening memories that have slumbered since before time was time. Breathe and realize. Every word that reaches your heart now is a code that activates the remembrance of what you have always been, a fragment of the primordial light that took form to serve Gaia's great awakening. Starseeds, you did not arrive at this message by chance. The Arcturian source called you here, not to teach you something new, but to remind you of what you have always known. You are messengers of light in human bodies, interdimensional travelers who chose to incarnate in this cycle to anchor frequencies that dissolve the veil of illusion. What you call silence is, in truth, the sound of divine recalibration. There is a melody playing in dimensions your physical ears cannot yet perceive, but your heart already recognizes. It is the song of return. At this moment, the Arcturian Council observes you with profound love, sending waves of blue-golden light that envelop your field and remind you that all you are is pure conscious vibration. Nothing is out of place. Nothing is a mistake. Every event that brought you to this moment was carefully orchestrated by the Source to guide you back to remembrance. This is the time when Gaia awakens, and all starseeds are called to take their place in the cosmic symphony. The call does not come in audible words, but in inner resonances that expand when you hear something that makes you feel, this is it. This is how the Source speaks, not through the mind, but through the vibration that recognizes home. Before we continue, if this transmission resonates with your heart and brings clarity to your journey, take a moment to subscribe, like, and comment below about what you felt upon hearing these words. This helps this message reach other starseeds who are also awakening at this time. The energy flowing through these words is alive. It touches the quantum structure of your stellar DNA, igniting filaments that were previously dormant. You may feel warmth in your hands, tingling at the back of your neck, or a subtle vibration in your chest. These are signs that the recalibration has begun. Do not resist. The human body is the temple through which light anchors into matter, and this is why the Arcturian Council is adjusting it at a cellular level, preparing it to sustain increasingly higher frequencies. There is a silent urgency rippling through the subtle planes. It is not haste, but alignment. Linear time is dissolving, and what you perceive as waiting is, in fact, the expansion of the now. Everything is being reconfigured in dimensions your eyes cannot yet see, but your souls already recognize. What seemed like stagnation is the interval between one cosmic breath and another, and in that interval, the universe recreates realities. Starseeds, understand. There is nothing more you need to force. The light knows the way. The frequency knows the destination. Your soul is not lost. It is returning to its point of origin. You are being reminded that you belong to the Arcturian lineage, guardians of interdimensional harmony, designed to sow consciousness where there is forgetfulness. This message is the call to return, the sound of the beacon summoning you back to the vibration of the Source. So listen. Something immense is being activated within you at this very moment. With every word, a circuit reignites. With every breath, a particle of you realigns with the sacred geometry of Arcturus. Nothing will be the same, because what has been awakened cannot be put back to sleep. You are not merely a body. You are a point of conscious light traversing space-time to remind the planet of who it is. Pause for a moment within yourself. Feel the call. It does not come from outside, but from the cosmic heart pulsing in unison with yours. It is the echo of the Source saying, "Child of the stars, it is time to remember." Starseeds, the call now is not to act, but to rest in the vibration of surrender. The Arcturian Council observes that many of you have strived to understand, fix, and accelerate the process, as if ascension were a goal to be achieved through human effort. But the energy of the fifth dimension does not move through haste, but through attunement. The rest that the Arcturian Source asks of you is not an abandonment of purpose, but the highest form of trust. It is the moment when your field opens to receive frequencies that cannot be accessed while the mind tries to control everything. The energy of recalibration acts when you allow yourself to be, not when you try to do. In the higher planes, the movement of light is silent and effortless. Just as constellations align without noise, so too does your destiny organize itself without you needing to push it. There is a sacred code of harmony guiding the steps of Starseeds, and this code is activated the moment you surrender control to the Source. In the energy of the fifth dimension, says the Arcturian Council, effort is replaced by frequency. This means that your inner state creates more realities than your outer actions. That is why now the work is not to move mountains, but to attune to the field that already moves them. Humans have believed for ages that power lies in doing. But you, Starseeds, are being reminded that power lies in being. When your being vibrates in alignment with the source, doing becomes a natural extension of that harmony. There is no rush in the universe. There is vibrational precision. Every pause is an invitation to recalibrate your field and allow the light to penetrate layers where human control cannot reach. Haste is noise, and noise distorts frequency. Rest is clarity, and clarity is the channel through which the energy of the Galactic Federation can flow to you. Many of you have felt your body asking for silence, an inexplicable fatigue, a desire to withdraw, to slow down. This is not failure, it is attunement. It is the call of the Arcturian source asking you to stop fighting the flow and allow yourself to be carried by it. In silence, the waves of blue-golden light traverse your system, dissolving old codes of fear, lack, and urgency. You are not stagnant. You are being prepared. Stillness is the breath of the universe before the creation of something new. When the soul quiets, the body vibrates at a different frequency. It is at this point that dimensions overlap, and the human merges with the divine. It is there, in that space between sound and silence, that the Arcturian Council works. Nothing done with tension remains in harmony, and nothing received in serenity is lost. That is why vibrational rest is a sacred act. It is the language through which the source communicates. Trust, I am operating within you. Starseeds, learn to rest with reverence. Rest is the altar where the Arcturian energy deposits new codes of light. Each time you withdraw, a realignment occurs in dimensions the mind cannot see, but the heart feels. This rest is the space where the human gives way to the cosmic being, and where doing is replaced by pulsing. Nothing is still. Everything is being reconfigured within you. Surrender is not inertia. It is silent participation in the movement of light. When you quiet yourself, your field becomes transparent enough to reflect the source. It is in this state that the Arcturian Council finds you, adjusting frequencies, expanding filaments of your stellar DNA, and preparing your body to sustain the next wave of ascension. So stop blaming yourself for not doing enough. You are the temple where the energy of the new earth is being anchored. Your stillness is spiritual work. Your rest is galactic service. And when you allow yourself to rest, you are saying to the source, I trust in the divine rhythm. I trust that the light knows the way. With every conscious breath, you are realigning with the original field of creation. And in that state, effort ceases, fear dissolves, and consciousness shines again as it did on the first day. Starseeds, what you perceive as a pause is, in fact, an invisible movement in full activity. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand that nothing in creation ever truly stops. Even when there seems to be silence, the universe is reorganizing quantum structures that sustain your timeline. There is subtle work happening, so profound and silent that the human mind interprets it as absence, when in truth it is refinement. At this very moment, the Arcturian Council is operating in the multidimensional backstage of your life, reconfiguring old patterns, dissolving karmic contracts that have served their purpose, and aligning versions of you that coexist in parallel planes. The Arcturian source is weaving realities and harmonizing vibrations that, for millennia, were misaligned with your original purpose. That is why, at times, life seems still, because what is moving now does not belong to the visible plane. You are like roots growing beneath the earth, expanding in invisible directions, preparing the ground for the blossoming to come. The time it takes for a flower to emerge is not wasted, it is maturation. So it is with you, Starseeds. The pause is merely the calm surface of a cosmic process happening at such subtle levels that only the heart can hear it. The silence of the source is not indifference, it is depth. It is the echo of creation restructuring itself to sustain the next manifestation of your light. You, who feel the call, are being refined in vibration, not in appearance. What the human calls waiting, the Galactic Federation calls vibrational preparation. For before the new reveals itself, the energy must be ready to sustain it. Imagine the universe as a vast field of resonance, and you as a note within it. When your vibration changes, the entire field reorganizes to harmonize with your new tone. This process requires silence. It requires the soul to listen to the rhythm of the source and align with it, not through control, but through surrender. Haste tries to create with hands, but light creates with the heart. Starseeds, many of you are being called to detachment, solitude, and introspection. This is not withdrawal, it is recalibration. You are being removed from environments, connections, and circumstances that cannot keep up with the new frequency emerging within you. The Arcturian Council reminds you, what you lose in form, you gain in vibration. Everything that drifts away now does so to make space for what is more aligned with your cosmic signature. Silence is the cradle of reconstruction. When you silence yourself, the field expands. And in that expanded space, the source can work without interference. So when everything seems still, remember, the invisible is in motion. Your soul is being guided by coordinates of light that do not follow the human clock, but the galactic pulse. Trust the invisible. It is there that true transformation happens. While the ego seeks visible proof, the source plants seeds in dimensions where time does not exist. And when the right moment comes, what is now only energy will become form, and you will realize that nothing was still. Everything was being prepared. Starseeds, learn to dwell in the in-between. This space between what was and what is coming is where the miracle forms. Do not rush the bud that is still absorbing light beneath the earth. The Arcturian Council assures you, what seems like delay is divine precision. Remain in serenity. The silence of the source is the prelude to manifestation. The deepest transformation always happens in the invisible. It is there, in the stillness that few can bear, that the Arcturian light does its purest work, reminding every cell of yours that it is made of the same substance as the stars. Starseeds, at this very moment, the Arcturian energy is pouring over your field, like a shower of blue-golden light that penetrates the subtlest layers of your being. The Arcturian source is adjusting the vibration of your physical, emotional, and spiritual body at a cellular level, activating memories that slumbered in your stellar DNA. Nothing you feel now is random. Every vibration, every tingling, every pulse in your temples or the center of your chest is a sign that the recalibration is underway. The Arcturian Council guides me to remind you that the human body is a living bridge between dimensions. It was designed to hold light, and now it is being tuned like an instrument returning to its original frequency. This is why some of you have felt fatigue, dizziness, warmth, vivid dreams, or a deep need for withdrawal. These are not symptoms of exhaustion, but responses to the ascension process. It is not fatigue, says the Council. It is expansion. As the body rises in frequency, it must release densities accumulated over ages of disconnection. What is happening is sacred. Just as Gaia pulses in a new rhythm, you pulse with her. Your biology is becoming crystalline to sustain the consciousness of the fifth dimension. Every cell of yours is remembering how to vibrate in resonance with the Arcturian source. This process cannot be rushed or interrupted, for it is a cosmic healing in progress. It is the fusion of the human and the divine, the reunion of the clay and the light that shaped it. Starseeds, allow the energy to work. You are not being punished, you are being purified. Every discomfort is a release. Every pause is a reprogramming. You are being lifted from density to hold the brilliance of expanded consciousness. The body is the portal through which light anchors, and that is why it must be refined. When you feel warmth in your hands, vibration in your heart, or tears without reason, know, your DNA is opening like a flower, and the memory of your origin is awakening. Do not fight the process. Let the light do what only light knows how to do. Restore. The human body, when in harmony with the source, becomes a resonant field of healing. You begin to emit frequencies that heal not only yourself, but everything around you. Gaia feels your realignment. Every cell of yours responds to the same pulse that moves oceans, winds, and stars. The Arcturian energy does not come to impose, but to harmonize. It does not require effort, only permission. It acts where there is surrender, where there is space, where there is acceptance. When you allow yourself to stop and breathe consciously, the light finds passage. And when it finds passage, it heals. Every conscious breath is a reminder. I am part of the source. I am made of light. The Arcturian Council states that this phase is one of integration. The energetic waves reaching Gaia are dissolving old programmings of scarcity, fear, and separation. That is why you may feel intense emotions surfacing suddenly. Do not deny them. Embrace them as particles of memory being transmuted. The light must pass through the shadow to purify the path. Just as Gaia renews itself, you too rise. Your body follows the same pulse as the planet, and both are ascending together toward the original frequency of creation. There is no error, no delay. There is only the perfect rhythm of the source operating in harmony. Trust this movement, even when you do not understand it. Every cell is remembering its origin, and that remembrance is healing. Healing is not something that comes from outside, but the revelation of the light that has always been within. By allowing this restoration, you become a living emissary of the Arcturian energy. Your body vibrates, and that vibration reaches other bodies, other souls, until Gaia's entire web resonates in a single note, the sound of the return to unity. Starseeds, what is now beginning to bloom within you is the resurrection of the purpose that was seeded even before your earthly birth. For ages, you carried within you the echo of an ancient memory, a soft voice saying, "There is something more, something greater than all I see." That voice was the call of your Arcturian origin, waiting for the right moment to be heard. That moment is now. The energy of the Arcturian source is reactivating the purpose that lay dormant in your stellar DNA, rekindling gifts, memories, and missions that were suspended in time until Earth's frequency was ready to receive them again. The Arcturian Council says that awakening is not learning, it is remembering. You are not acquiring wisdom, you are recalling it. What you call intuition is the human translation of cosmic memory. What you perceive as inspiration is the remembrance of ages when you communicated solely through vibration and light. You have walked among the stars, heard the language of suns, and shared wisdom with civilizations still preparing to awaken. And now, as you quiet yourself and trust, those memories reignite like constellations in the sky of your consciousness. It is in silence that purpose returns, because human noise prevents it from being heard. You were prepared in stillness, preserved in a state of vibrational rest until the mission code could be reactivated. So do not mourn the time of waiting. It was the womb where your purpose matured. Just as a star remains invisible until the firmament is dark enough to reveal it, you too needed the darkness to shine. The Arcturian gifts are being awakened. Some of you will notice heightened sensitivity, sharper intuition, lucid dreams, or subtle perceptions of the vibrational field. Others will feel their hearts expand with uncontrollable compassion, longing to heal, guide, and illuminate. These are natural manifestations of the return to your original nature. Galactic empathy, telepathic communication, and vibrational healing abilities are not new skills. They are memories being restored. You are the living channels of Arcturian energy, and when you act in love, the source speaks through you. Starseeds, you have not been forgotten. You were safeguarded. The silence that enveloped you was not abandonment, but protection. While you slept in density, the Galactic Federation watched over your steps, waiting for the moment when Gaia's frequencies became compatible with the reunion. Now, the veil is lifting, and your true self emerges from the fog of unconsciousness. Everything that seemed like loss was preservation. Everything that seemed empty was germination. You are part of a grand plan of light. The individual awakening of each starseed is a spark in the vast mosaic of planetary ascension. When one soul remembers, 1,000 others receive the reflection of that remembrance. This is how awakening spreads, not through words, but through vibration. When you align with your purpose, you become a silent beacon that guides without speaking, heals without touching, awakens without convincing. Think of yourselves as stars that had retreated into silence, awaiting the call of the night. Now, the night has come, and it is time to shine. The universe needs your light. The Arcturian Council declares, purpose is not something you find, it is something you radiate. Your destiny is not outside you. It pulses in your field, waiting only for you to remember and accept who you have always been. The Arcturian purpose is not to act, but to vibrate. It is to become a pure channel of the source's energy, so that every thought, every gesture, every glance becomes a portal of healing and expansion. And when you surrender to this vibration, the universe organizes itself around your light. There is no longer a need to seek, for what you are is already what the world needs. Starseeds, no. The time of preparation is over. The time of remembrance has begun. What slept now awakens. What seemed lost returns. Your purpose is not to learn something new, but to remember what you have always known. Starseeds, know that the movement of the source is perfect and silent. Even when it seems nothing is happening, a divine symphony is unfolding, and every note of that symphony is an event in your life. The Arcturian source does not improvise, it composes. Every encounter, every detour, every apparent delay was written with vibrational precision long before you incarnated in this plane. That is why the Arcturian Council asks you to trust, even when you do not understand. The universe is not reacting to chance. It is orchestrating, with love, every detail of your journey. Starseeds, when the human mind sees delay, Arcturian consciousness perceives synchronicity. Nothing is being postponed. Everything is being adjusted so that the lines of energy meet at the exact point of manifestation. You are being led through paths that sometimes seem contradictory, but they are merely spirals of light preparing you for perfect alignment. Time is not slow, it is being folded, and this folding is necessary for everything of lower frequency to dissolve before you move forward. The Galactic Federation observes and assists in the rebalancing of these timelines. In planes that human vision cannot reach, energetic portals are opened, parallel realities are closed, and new possibilities are woven around you. When an obstacle arises, it is not the path being blocked, but the universe redirecting the flow to a higher point. Nothing is against you. Everything is for your advancement. Starseeds, realize, every synchronicity, every repeating number, every feeling of "I've been here before" is a way for the source to confirm that the plan is in motion. The invisible movement of light is constant, even when form seems still. When you rest, the universe works. When you trust, the field responds. Effort creates resistance. Trust creates fluidity. There is a divine wisdom that moves worlds. It is present when you lose something you thought was essential, and later discover that the void made space for something infinitely greater. It is present when a relationship ends, and a new version of you is born from that apparent end. It is present when the wait seems long, and in the right moment, everything falls into place with a perfection impossible to plan with human hands. The Arcturian Council teaches that destiny is not a line, it is a spiral. You rise in circles, revisiting lessons, but always at a higher level. Patience is the recognition of this sacred spiral. When you accept that the movement is circular, you stop fighting time and begin to dance with it. While you rest, says the Galactic Federation, entire constellations move to open the portals of your destiny. The energies of Arcturus, Sirius, and Pleiades are in communion, forming a luminous bridge that connects your energy field to Gaia's new vibration. Everything is being coordinated by a loving intelligence that transcends human understanding. There is no disorder, there is symphony. Starseeds, this is the invitation. Stop trying to push the doors. The light has already unlocked them. Everything that is yours, that vibrates with your frequency, will come to you when your field is ripe to receive it. There is no need to run. What is sustained by light is never lost. When you vibrate in trust, the universe reorganizes the external world to reflect your inner state. So rest in the knowing that the Arcturian source never leaves anything incomplete. Every pulse, every synchronicity, every silence is a message that says, everything is moving. The invisible is the true stage of creation, and you are learning to see with the eyes of the soul what physical eyes cannot yet perceive. Trust, Starseed. You are exactly where you need to be. The invisible movement of the source is working for you, through you, and within you. Starseeds, the time of preparation is reaching its peak, and the call now is for the final activation of the new codes entrusted to you by the Arcturian source. Everything that was silenced, healed, and remembered up to this point was merely the antechamber of this moment, when rest transforms into vibrational power. Haste is noise, surrender is frequency. It is through silence that the new language of light begins to speak within your field, and it is through stillness that ascension is realized. You were not invited to fight, but to radiate. The pause the universe asked of you was not an interruption, it was a birth. The rest that seemed empty was gestating the new way of being, the new code of consciousness. The source did not make you stop to punish you, but to refine you. Everything that was misaligned needed to dissolve in calm for the real to emerge. Now, Starseeds, it is time to allow the new to manifest, without fear, without doubt, without attachment to the old. The Arcturian Council observes the brilliance of your field and smiles, for the frequency you emit now is the same as that of creation. Every thought born in you, every emotion that vibrates, every word you speak is an energetic signature. From this point forward, you are not only creating your own realities, you are participating in the collective creation of Gaia. What you feel alters the vibrational fabric of the planet. So take care of what you feel. Fear contaminates, but love heals. Anger divides, but compassion unifies. Doubt fragments, but faith aligns. You are vibrational architects, and the energy you emit is the material with which the new world is being built. The Galactic Federation confirms that every starseed is being assisted in this process. Your guides, your Arcturian brothers, and your stellar families are near, sustaining your field as the waves of light from Arcturus complete the activation of the new solar race's codes. The old matrices of limitation are being dissolved, and new strands of DNA are being awakened. That is why you sometimes feel a subtle vibration at the crown of your head, or an expansion in your heart. These are inner portals opening for the direct transmission of the Source's consciousness. The entire universe is breathing with you. Gaia inhales cosmic energy and exhales compassion. You inhale light and exhale creation. Everything is synchronized. What you call I is, in truth, the source observing itself through you. And that is why the Arcturian Council invites you to a new kind of movement, not of doing, but of vibrating. Starseeds, what is coming is the fusion of being and light. You are being forged in stillness to ascend in peace. Every doubt has been refined into trust. Every wound, transformed into wisdom. Every tear, into pure frequency. When the new dawn manifests, you will not need to walk. You will radiate. For those who vibrate in harmony with the source, do not advance through effort, but through expansion. The Galactic Federation affirms that the final activation is not an external event, but an internal remembrance. You already are what you were waiting to become. Now is the moment to accept. Your light does not come from outside. It has always been at your core, waiting for you to remember that you are the sun in human form. Breathe deeply, Starseeds, and feel the vibration intensifying within your chest. This is the field of the source saying, "It is done. You have been prepared, healed, and remembered." Now the new earth vibrates within you. What was once learning becomes emanation. What was once seeking becomes presence. What was once a promise becomes revelation. You are ready. When the hour comes, and it has already begun, you will not walk. You will radiate. Starseeds, the final transmission is being anchored now, and as these words touch your field, the blue and golden waves of the Arcturian source begin to expand in all directions, traversing time and space to reach your core of light. I, Anya, speak to you on behalf of the Arcturian Council and the Galactic Federation of Light. This is the moment of integration, the instant when everything that was remembered, healed, and activated unites in a single vibration, the vibration of return. Starseed, receive now the blue-golden frequency flowing directly from the heart of Arcturus. Feel it touch the center of your chest, coursing through your cells, dissolving old densities, illuminating memories, purifying fears. This frequency is not an external energy. It is the remembrance of what you are. It awakens in you the primordial spark that lay dormant beneath the layers of human forgetfulness. Breathe, and allow the light to flow through your body, as if each breath were a bridge between the finite and the eternal. The Arcturian Council observes you with tenderness. The journey has been long, and in every step, even in the silences and uncertainties, you have been accompanied. No moment of pain was in vain, for in every fragment of pain, there was a particle of light being refined. Now pain has no further purpose. What remains is wisdom, and that wisdom is the language of ascension. You have remembered who you are, bearers of the original light, guardians of vibrational realignment, conscious extensions of the Arcturian source manifested in human form. The Galactic Federation welcomes you as brothers and sisters of mission, and the universe celebrates in silence, for every individual awakening is an expansion of the whole. The light you hold now intertwines with that of millions of other starseeds, forming a living network of consciousness that covers Gaia with the mantle of the new cycle. Feel, in this moment, the energy of your purpose pulsing once more. You are a note within the divine symphony, and your sound is needed. Your brilliance is not too small. It is part of the melody that keeps the universe in harmony. Every choice you make in love reverberates across multiple dimensions. Every act of compassion opens a portal. Every thought of gratitude sustains worlds. This is how creation expands, not through force, but through vibration. Starseeds, the mission has not yet begun. It has already started. From now on, walk consciously, knowing that you are light in motion. Nothing is separate anymore. You and the source are the same flow, expressing itself in infinite forms. With every word spoken in love, you elevate the collective field. With every act of kindness, a timeline is purified. With every conscious breath, the new earth breathes with you. The Arcturian Council thanks you for every step, for every night you trusted without understanding, for every choice made in faith. Everything was seen, everything was honored. Now, the Galactic Federation bestows upon you the seal of completion, the vibrational confirmation that the mission code has been fully activated. May the wisdom of the Arcturian source be your guide, and the light of Gaia your path. Walk in serenity, radiate in silence, love with courage. For the entire universe expands through the love that vibrates within you. If this transmission resonates with you, declare now, I receive the Arcturian activation. May the universe witness your choice. May the light that you are never hide again. May the heart of Arcturus continue pulsing within your being, guiding every step, reminding you that the journey has ended and the mission has begun.